Yo, I may cuss, but I don't curse. Let's get that situated first. You know what I mean? Um, it's been a little minute. About to get to some tarot, and this reading will be for the sign Aquarius, and those who are Aquariuses, or your rising, your moon, your Venus, wherever you choose to, allocate the energy. It's all up to you. You know what I mean? You're all welcome. This is a place that you can be, should be, and can hang out. I'm going to set it off with an oracle card to get an overall theme and feel for the energy in the room, followed by just drawing some tarot cards and getting to the basics, I guess you could say. How's everybody doing out there? I'm not live. It feels kind of different. I've been going live a lot lately, but here nor there. You can still get in the comment section and say how you doing. Spread that energy, spread that love, even if it's a little darkened down, you know what I mean? Somebody might be able to help you with that, might be able to fix that. Maybe this reading that helps do that, whatever the case may be. Spirit, help us out. Help us be guided in the correct direction to hear what needs to be heard. In case we've heard it ourselves, but we just need additional confirmation is what I'm feeling, Sometimes people need to hear it outside of their head so it makes more sense. Type shit. That part. So, Spirit, what's the overall theme? Right here. What we got for the Aquarius energy? Calcification. Calcification. A lot of red, orange. I feel the fire lit. I feel the activity, the action. That's what I get from the visual anyway. But I'm going to look it up. I believe calcification is an operation. Bars are nice. We know that already. Album drops whenever. Y'all know the motto. Y'all know the slang already. Calcification. But real talk. We're going to get to the definition. Get some depth. Started off with depth, And then we can get to the other stuff. Some clarification stuff. Calcionatio. Did I butcher that? Calcinatio is the great alchemical operation of fire. It is fiery, you know what I'm saying? But we've seen that in the depiction. Sometimes it'd be different than what you see in the visual. But calcinatio is the great alchemical operation of fire. It occurs when there is enough heat in the vessel to transform the nature of that which is solid or fixed. How does calcinatio begin? With a tiny glimmer, an urge, a desire that builds into a robust flame. On a psychic level, this stage may be an uprising of emotion that has been repressed or dismissed. It wants something big to change, to be brought to the light and purified, perhaps a flawed ideology, institution, or outlook. Frustration and anger are wondrous change makers if their heat is channeled with space, time, and awareness. The transformation that occurs from calcinatio is rarely harmonious. It requires commitment and a willingness to sit through discomfort as old patterns fall into the ashes. The flame initiates a sacred change and eventually the phoenix rises. I was just about to say that this has something to do with the phoenix rising and the Scorpio new moon and it being Scorpio season, because Phoenix is another representation or sign of Scorpio, in case you didn't know that. Like, you can also see Scorpio be represented by the eagle, but the Phoenix is relative to the transformation that Scorpio makes after dying and then being rebirthed. So something is shaking up, and I can tell you, I can attest to this for myself, because it mentioned something about habits, bad habits, things of that nature. So I think right now, Aquarius y'all are being challenged, tempted even more is a better word, to behave in ways that you've been behaving for a while. I can attest to this myself, right? And not for nothing, you might have to go through a few more trials of those bad habits. Maybe just a couple, maybe one, maybe two, maybe three. I'm feeling, because you're going to get a real confirmation of, okay, yeah, this is something that I should stop, or this is something that I can do without now. This is just that something that was a pastime, or something that you do when you're bored, or whatever the case may be. And it's like, it's not that very thing is getting in the way of you doing something that you should be doing, or doing something that you it's something that's getting in the way of what you could be doing. Whatever this thing is, it could be the bad habit that has heavy emphasis, or it could be a smaller thing that's happening in your life. Regardless, though, you could be doing something right now that you're not doing, and not for nothing. Like I said, you could be doing it. So it's like, why aren't you doing it? I think fear has something to do with it. Especially when you believe that when something disrupts inside of you, not like that. Pause, wait, ayo. But when something shifts inside of you, right? And you get this fire inside you about something that kind of like stresses you out or rubs you the wrong way. And then you might see something publicly that assists you in feeling that way, like, oh, I'm not the only person that feels that way. You start believing that you can do something about it. That heroism that comes with Scorpio energy starts coming about. And you like, you know what? I could do something about this. I could be part of it. You know what I mean? You start taking on these like heroic traits. And not for nothing, it could be a good thing, but it's not easy. As the definition said, this is not something that is harmonious. This is something that is like an obstacle. It's a challenge. It's things that get in your way, or things that would usually have you pump your brakes and not go through with it for all types of reasons. But I feel and I hear fear-based reasons. But what happens when you get the fire built up inside of the pit of your stomach? I mean, come on now. If not now, then when? If not now, then when? Aquarius. And I don't know, maybe the habit could even be something that was, how should I say it? Like not, it doesn't have to be necessarily bad. It just probably doesn't make sense. At least anymore. It just doesn't make sense anymore. I'm feeling that for some of y'all. Another thing is you could be like overlooking something. Like you might think something is weak, like that shit is weak sauce, but in all actuality, it's powerful. But you've overlooked it because it doesn't look like what you think is supposed to look like, or what someone told you it's supposed to look like. Let me see if tarot will come in and confirm some of that I'm talking about. Spirit, continue to guide me in sending this message, delivering it to the people, to the Aquarius people. We got what's out here? 2 of Swords is out here. Let me draw more bars of nice. We know that, right? Album dropping whenever, because that's what could happen when you're a solopreneur. Some of y'all might be solopreneurs and you like trying to figure out more ways to put on or get better traction or get better results. What else we got here? Justice. That's a fact. We got the Justice card out. A lot of blue. I see a lot of blue tones out here. I'm feeling like there can be a still water calmness about this fire that's lit in some of y'all. Because it's like you gotta quiet to listen, to hear what's not being said, if that makes sense. I love when I say that. I say that sometimes, The moon, but it's in reverse. See, what this is. Remember I said something about you've seen somebody online, whether it was a YouTube video or someone online somewhere or on TV in a movie that is supporting the same ideology or the way that you feel about something that's burning in the pit of your stomach, to where you like, oh shit, I'm not the only one. You got confirmation already. That's that moon being in reverse. Hold on. Let's see. 2 major arcanas out on the board already. Oh baby. That wants to be out. Marriage for some of y'all. I don't know if that's the forming of a marriage or the breaking up of one. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Pump your brakes on it. Calm your tits. Before you do it, you need a little bit more groundwork before you get in the union or dissolve the union. Or for some of y'all are trying to figure out what the union really is. You might be confused, I'm feeling. You don't really know what it is. I'm told that's enough. Send the message. All right. you're in a situation right now, Aquarius, to where making decisions are like they taking way more energy from you than you would expect them to take. And it might even have you thinking that something is wrong, like health wise. All right. But what I'm hearing is it's not that, it's something to nudge you to make you think more. And some of y'all I'm hearing are like, that's not what you want right now. To think, Aquarius, you don't want to think more. Like, that's what you do. But usually you're able to make decisions and take action on those decisions with more ease than is happening now. See, when a new moon comes about, you got to do some new shit, but it's also not enough moonlight to sometimes do it. So you're in the process of accumulating information to take the next step, And I feel like this is what this Two of Swords is about, because there's a blindfold on and is actually a new moon in the depiction of that card, So you're torn between a relationship, some of y'all, between two relationships. Some of y'all are juggling, pause, but some of y'all are juggling two people. I'm just keeping it a bean. And on one side of that relationship, loyalty is questionable. On the other side of that relationship is something about security or stability. Which guys, some of y'all like having a truce with one of those relationships, saying like, I can at least say this about you, or I can at least say that about you. So some of y'all are like, I feel like this might have something to do with the fire or the pit in your stomach as well. Like, you can at least come to terms is the phrase that I'm feeling. You can come to terms with a certain one of those relationships, even though it might be over or just like a stalemate is what I'm hearing. Now, the Justice card coming out here, right, is like the after effect of the relationship. I don't know which relationship it is though, y'all. That's something that you're going to have to figure out on your own, or something that on your own. So there's a decision at hand here between two people. Oh, this is messy. And I ain't even used my messy deck. I'm not going to use it either. But that's what this Justice is out here for. There's going to be a consequence for the decision that you do eventually make. But it's going to be in your truth. It may not look like the same truth to the other individual. However, I think the writings were on the wall for both of you at one particular point. So it's not like they're surprised about what's happening right now. And it depends on which relationship we're talking about right now. But because there's two, I see two relationships. There's no going around that. Knock it off. I'm telling on y'all, can't hide. Not from tarot, not today. But this secret with the moon in reverse, the secret is being revealed. So people that are close to you, like friends and shit, they're gonna know about this shit. They might know about it now, I'm seeing. And for those of your friends or associates that don't know about it, you're kind of feeling anxious, wondering about how they're going to feel when they do hear about it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like what people think. But I feel like you feel like there's no going around it because they know you. Eventually they're gonna, when you speak to them again, they're gonna ask you those questions. What's up with so-and-so? What's up with such and such? And it's just like no going around that shit either. But there's also a fear that's attached to that. Again, I mentioned fear in the very beginning, right? There's fears looming all around the decision, the person or the people involved, especially for those of you that are choosing one over the other. You can see how that goes, right? A fear of what people are going to say about that because you were with so-and-so and now you're with so-and-so. So it's just like, damn, slut. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't even pump the brakes, calm the tits or nothing. You just went swinging. I'm talking to just a woman, right? But dudes, y'all could be doing the same thing. You know what I mean? jumping from broad to broad without no break involved. Or some of y'all, I feel like the transition been happening though. Like this is not something that happened overnight, some sporadic shit. This is something that been in trouble. One of those relationships been in trouble, which opened the door for the other relationship to, like, you know what I mean, slip in there, pause. But I don't know if they slipped in there like that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying maybe I use certain words for a certain reason. I'm just saying. Don't let me get you in trouble though. If it hasn't been that far, if it hasn't went that far, it hasn't went that far. But whatever, after this fear is released, after you accumulate more information that's going to help you better articulate to friends and acquaintances who quiz you on this shit, you're going to gain more confidence in being able to speak about it. You're going to feel like you're in a more secure position with the other person in the relationship. It's pretty much what I'm saying. This can be long lasting as well. And, you know, I don't know if it's going to be exactly what the last relationship looked like. So for those of you who are married, I don't think this relationship is going to look, it's going to be an actual marriage. For those of you who weren't married, you may look at this new one like you want something more solidified, because that shaky, not really, you know, confirming what y'all were shit before kind of fucked you up mentally. So you like, this time I want something more established, something that's more concrete. So vice versa. You understand what I'm saying? But whatever it is, I do see happiness for you. Some of y'all are also saying that you got to get out of your head. Some of y'all are like fantasizing a lot in your head about that someone. And it's just like, you might want to start making plans if that's where you're at with it. That may also be something that the fear is looming around. I'm feeling fears of starting something new with someone, being intimate with someone. There's a fear wrapped around that too. But some of y'all are really fantasizing about this shit, you know? Like it done happened about 20, 30 times in your head already. It's kind of feeling real to some of y'all. I'm saying that because I see Mars and I see Pisces out here, so I know how that can get. You might feel like it already happened on some 5D shit. I think that's like part of the manifesting technique for some of y'all, that y'all are just gearing yourself up in that type of way. Now, as I said before, when I first drew the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, calm your tits. The tits should be calm when this occurs. There is a money issue somewhere. So maybe the new person got money issues. Maybe the old person got money issues. Or maybe there's just an issue wrapped around money in general. So when I say money issues, it doesn't necessarily mean that someone's poor or someone's rich or someone's, you know what I mean? It's just a money issue. Something about money is partially why you should calm your tits. And also for those of you who are partnering with someone, I feel that is in the process of doing something, but you can tell that it's still in the process of doing. It's not in the actual fulfillment of it, or they got some, like a notch under their belt with the project or whatever the case may be. I'm also hearing to let that blow over, let that come to total fruition before you put yourself out there on full display or full-fledged and insert yourself there for a solid relationship. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you got to refrain from still interacting with that person. Just don't make it all the way official yet until they do that thing. It's groundwork. It's got something to do with business. All right. See how that works out for them. Give them the room and enable them to be able to complete that, because it's also going to be some homework for you for, stuff that you can learn more about that individual. Maybe getting the news that you've broken apart with your, old counterpart might get in the way type shit. I'm out.